Hi, I'm DKWILL. This is DKWILL Talk About It. Thanks for stopping by. I got a couple things I want to talk about today. One will cover some XRP transactions that raise a couple eyebrows, and another will be a public service announcement that you'll probably want to hear.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Over 40,000 mysterious XRP transactions trigger fresh questions about network activity. This article brings out that the XRP ledger recorded an unusual burst of activity after more than 40,000 Accountset transactions appeared within a short window. The scale, the timing, the structure of the pattern immediately drew attention across the ecosystem. Now, I didn't even know what Accountset was, but what I did know is that you can go and find it on the XRP ledger itself, and it's definitely utilized by those who actually use the ledger. And you can set up account flags and types of things like that. I'm no techie, I can't explain it, but a link will be in the description if you want to go check it out. But in this article here, a well known participant in the XRP ecosystem reported that the data did not match standard ledger flow. The account sent transactions consistently remained between 20,000 and 40,000, which suggested a batch process running through repeated configuration steps. Now, why is that important to us? Because as I go on, you'll find out that it could be a hint of things to come. Account set is typically used when operators adjust keys, enable flags, or prepare clusters of wallets. These patterns tend to appear when institutions test systems before adding real liquidity. That's a powerful statement. I'm sure you agree. Observers compared this incident to a past event involving BitGo. That earlier anomaly was caused by a script error that triggered repeated failed activations. This new wave showed none of those characteristics. It appeared controlled, structured, and significantly larger. Hence, analysts argued that the latest activity likely reflects an intentional setup rather than an accidental loop. And then it goes to talk about the XRP price. Of course, price watching can totally destroy your psyche and your sentiment. And we don't really want to do that. Investing in crypto is not like buying a lottery ticket, although sometimes it can be. Let's not get it twisted here. But investing in crypto is not something where you want to watch the gyrations of price movement. For instance, if we look at the price of XRP today, it's under $2 at $1.99. But the point I'm making, if you step back a little bit, let's just go to the 24-hour chart and then we'll just back up. And you can see here from that November rise, look at all this chop, 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 chop. That will eat your mind up if you allow it. No, check in every now and then, but don't get stuck on every gyration of movement in the XRP price. So this article here gives us some promise because as you're aware, I did a video where there's a slush fund that institutions have created that's going to be probably coming in once they finish destroying retail sentiment, which there's no question about that. I got videos for it. I'll put the cards up in this video as well. XRP's RSI already broke through its downtrend. The asset continues to trade above a long-term ascending trend line. Long term, yeah. Short term, they're shaking us out. It also concludes that the unusual ledger activity introduced new speculation around large scale preparations on the XRPL. Analysts now watch whether improving momentum and stable support can align with this sudden back end expansion. Yeah, in the background. Now, the point is the institutions have made it clear that they are getting rid of retail. They made it clear. There's no guesswork. They said it out loud. So, what do?
Hmm?
Do you play along with them?
No!
Or you just ignore them till they're done playing games?
Um,
B. I choose B. I mentioned in the intro that I was going to cover a public service announcement, and this is it. From a Forbes article of November 29th, the FBI warns all smartphone users stop answering these calls. What calls? Well, the article says that you've been warned. The FBI has just issued a stark new warning as cybercriminals gain access to customer bank accounts. The Bureau says these attackers have already stolen $262 million this year, with the threat likely to get worse over the holidays. They come at you by text or email, tricking you into sharing one-time passcodes or even your actual password. The cyber criminal then uses login credentials to log into the legitimate financial institution on the website, initiate a password reset, ultimately gaining control of the accounts. Now, I just underwent some jerk doing that to me with my mobile phone account, even trying to kick my mobile phone off and use another mobile phone and get another SIM card and everything to hijack me. Fortunately, the fraud department got involved, and so are the police. And at some point, it becomes FBI because of the nature of the crime. And so, but the point is, we're all vulnerable. So, how do we respond to something like this? Be suspicious of unknown banking or company employees who call you. Don't trust caller ID. I can't emphasize that enough. Don't trust caller ID.
Okay.
Hang up, verify the correct number, and call it yourself. They can actually make it look like their caller ID is legitimate too, and it won't be. And companies generally do not contact you to ask you for your username, your password, or your one-time passcode. They just don't do that. So if somebody does that, that's your first blaring warning to hang up on them. And if you're concerned, here's my advice and here's what I do. I go directly to the site the way I always have done. Because if you do that and there's any type of changes necessary, they'll tell you when you get there. What does that mean? That means I resist even clicking on legitimate emails. If they say something in an email to me, I will go the normal way I get there and not click on a link in an email, because with AI and everything else, everything can look so real. And that's why the best thing to do, and I've said it to many of my friends, is just be still. And if you get any type of thing that's honky in a way, immediately go the way you normally go and take care of business. It might be a good time just to change a bunch of passwords too, because who knows what somebody already knows, right? Once the impersonators have access and control of the accounts, the cyber criminals quickly wire funds to other criminal controlled accounts, many of which are linked to cryptocurrency wallets. An attacker might also change the online password, locking the owner out of their own financial accounts. This is my public service announcement to be on guard. Harden your security as best as you can. And if you have fallen victim to such an attack, or if you have shared information or logged into an account using a website you think may have been fake, contact your bank and explain the situation and change your online passwords. Best way to do it, take valid ID and go into the institution, the bank, the business, whatever it is, and take care of business and change everything. Up to and including, if you have to, get new accounts. Contact your financial institution as soon as fraud is recognized to request a recall or reversal, as well as a hold harmless letter and letter of indemnity, the FBI says. So once you make that move, you should do that as quickly as possible so that you are not held responsible. Citizens are also urged to immediately report fraudulent wire transfers to both your financial institution and to the FBI internal crime complaint at this address. Don't click on the link, go there directly, okay? So while this warning focuses on financial institutions, we're seeing new attacks pretending to be technical support, impersonating Apple or Google and others. I'm not going to read the whole article, but I am going to give you this public announcement, and I am going to post this in the description. Be on guard. Aside from the dirt bags out there who will do this to people, the AI will do what it's told, and it's very good at doing it. Don't chase after the first shiny thing that comes along. Don't get scared into overreacting if you are contacted. As this article says, hang up. Even if you politely say, I don't trust you since you called me, I'm going to hang up and call my institution. That's just as fine if you want to maintain a sense of decorum and civility. But hang up, because most do not call you asking for information. Why would they not call you asking for information? Because they already have it. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.